I will tell you a very interesting story. The king, now middle-aged, had recently married a very beautiful young woman. King's own son, Antiochus, was also deeply in love with her. He became physically ill. Whenever she entered Antiochus's room, complexion became flushed and red. Hello friends. Today I am going to talk about slightly different subject in our brain and spine surgery series. Though this subject is not directly related to neurosurgery or brain surgery, there are important points in this subject which are integral part of decision making in neurosurgery. And this subject is psychosomatic diseases or psychosomatic symptoms. Everyone by now knows that the modern neurological research definitely shows the effect of mind on the body. Sigmund Freud has been the most visible person in this context, but there have been a number of brilliant neurologists who have done deeper research. Currently, we have at our disposal modern techniques, for example, functional MRI. Simply speaking, functional MRI is the MRI that is done while the person is asked to actively think about a particular subject. A thought or emotion is thus induced while performing the MRI. The areas of brain involved in those thoughts and emotions light up. However, there have been such insights long before people like Freud came in the picture. I will tell you a very interesting story in that regard. This story is from the year 350 BC, and this is a very revealing and entertaining story also. In about the year 350 BC, there was a brilliant physician by the name Erasistratus. This Erasistratus served as a physician in the court of an Egyptian king. This king's name was Seleucus. The king, now middle-aged, had recently married a very beautiful young woman. This young woman, by the name Stratonice, was an exceptional beauty in that time. Her charm actually had captivated many admirers. However, as fate would have it, the king's own son, Antiochus, was also deeply in love with her. As was common in those days, kings married women much younger than themselves. So for the son Antiochus, she was actually a stepmother. She was younger than him in age. Antiochus was caught in a torment and conflict between his love for his stepmother and the societal taboo. He could not express his love openly. So this poor prince, Antiochus, consumed by unspoken anguish, began to waste away. He became physically ill. He could not get up from his bed. Day by day, his health deteriorated. He grew weaker, refusing to disclose his torment. The king had no idea about what was happening. Concerned with his king's well-being, the king called Erasistratus, who was the court physician, and the king begged him to diagnose this mysterious illness that was afflicting his son. Erasistratus meticulously examined Antiochus, but his initial examination did not reveal any obvious physical disease. However, his keen observation soon noted a particular pattern. Whenever Stratonice, the lady in question here, whenever she entered Antiochus's room, his complexion became flushed and red. Also, his pulse quickened and his body grew warm and wet. Erasistratus immediately realized that the young prince was literally suffering from love. The matter was a delicate one, and this delicate matter required very tactful handling. With all his clinical and conversational skills and applying his wit, Erasistratus told the king, "Sir, your son is suffering from a malady of the heart. He is deeply in love." On hearing this, the king was taken aback. Why would an emotion like love cause bodily disease? And that too so severe. So the king said, "Oh, my son is in love. Actually, that's a wonderful news. Tell me who the woman is and I will bring her to him." Erasistratus now hesitated, but summoning his courage, ultimately revealed the truth. He said, "My lord, he is in love with my wife," that is Erasistratus' wife. Seleucus the king was even more baffled now and momentarily was taken aback, but soon responded, "Oh, Erasistratus, but then what can we do now? Find some other solution." After a long silence, Erasistratus asked, "Sir, if he were in love with your wife, what would you have done? And the king replied, Oh, Erasistratus, my dear fellow, if he were in love with my wife, I would gladly give her up for his health, that is, my son's health. Erasistratus literally pounced on this moment and he said, My lord, he is indeed in love with your new wife. Now, Seleucus, showing remarkable compassion, allowed Stratonus to marry Antiochus, and then the young prince's health miraculously improved. This story emphasizes the profound connection between mental conflict and physical well being. It also literally demonstrates what the word lovesick means. This tale also tells us about how unresolved inner conflict can manifest as physical illness. There are paintings made on this story, more than one paintings actually, through the history, and one of them you can see here. This painting commemorates the historic event. It vividly captures the scene. You can see the lovesick prince lying on his bed. He is visibly weak, while Stratonus stands nearby. Erasistratus is shown here attentively observing with his diagnostic abilities, which are very evident on his face. He is analyzing the situation and trying to draw conclusions. He is also looking at the prince and looking at the bodily changes he is demonstrating upon meeting Stratonus. Now, this is a very, very glaring example of how a strong emotion can affect body. Actually, in our day-to-day life, we see people having psychosomatic problems, that is, brain affecting the body in different ways. We also have to remember that the modern research has shown that as mind has effect on the body, body too has effect on brain. It has been shown that physical activity can change brain structure, it can change the synapses within the brain, and we can make use of this. Today I stop here by giving you something to think about. We will meet again, keep watching. Our aim is to bring to you very interesting cases in neurosurgery and spinal surgery. Thank you very much.